Welcome back to my channel where we will be talking about LightwaterValley's Treetop Twister tragedy. The Twister operated from May 2001 to May 2019, but the ride was left standing but not operating from 2019 to 2020. Prior to the Twister's removal from LightwaterValley theme park, it was sold in 2020 to a man named Emerson Edwards. It was relocated to Funland and renamed the Magic Mouse. Funland's full name is Funland at the Tropicana. It's a semi-permanent operating theme park located in Weston-super-Mare in Somerset, England, within the quote-unquote Tropicana. The Tropicana was an outdoor swimming pool that operated from 1937 to 2000. After it sat derelict, the site was redeveloped and reopened at an event venue in 2015. It was home to Banksy's Dismaland art installation from August 21st to September 27th, 2015. Funland then debuted in 2016. The Wild Mouse no longer operates at Funland, but it travels the UK as a travelling attraction. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about the Treetop Twister's time at LightwaterValley theme park. Twister was a sit-down steel mouse coaster, which was created by a French manufacturer by the name of Revertron. Revertron was founded in the year 1927 with the Scooter Bodywork factory. It was only in 1990 that Revertron created its first roller coaster, the Siberian Tiger, which is currently operating at Le Pal Park. The first spinning coaster, commonly known as the Wild Mouse, was not manufactured until 1996 by the manufacturer, a model that is no longer to be presented and will become a world bestseller. The coaster used single car trains which seated 4 riders in a single row. The ride used simple across-the-lap restraints and a chain lift hill was used on inclines throughout the track. The Twister stood at a very average 42.7 feet, and it reached about 29.1 miles per hour. Although it wasn't the fastest ride to date, it certainly offered riders a thrilling experience, even though it was a little bit rough, and the spinning cars could always make your head spin and your tummy turn. The coaster was popular during its operation, seating an average of 900 riders per hour. Ride time lasted around 1 minute and 30 seconds. The Twister was a fan favourite for many people and was a staple in a lot of childhoods, mine included. This girl is Gemma Savage, a 20-year-old student who went with her friends to LightwaterValley in hopes of having a fantastic day. The trip to the theme park was a celebrationary trip. She'd just finished a year of university and she'd just finished her exams. The day after the trip to LightwaterValley, Gemma Savage was due to pick up her results. This was confirmed by a statement released by her friend Joseph. There was no way that anyone could have known what that fateful trip to LightwaterValley held, and my heart goes out to every person involved. This is the 2001 story of Gemma Savage. On the 21st of June 2001, Gemma and her friend Joseph Shimin boarded the ride the same as any other rider, excited for the thrill of the Treetop Twister. Gemma Savage was involved in an accident which led to her death the following day. 2 cars on the Treetop Twister collided with Gemma's car. Joseph was sat in the same carriage as Gemma. He survived the crash and his public statement to a jury can be found online. His statement is truly heartbreaking to read. The whole accident could have easily been avoided if the park's maintenance team did their job correctly. In the end, the police decided not to prosecute the maintenance worker. The maintenance worker claimed that he had never seen the ride's manual and had only an hour's training. Faulty wiring also caused a malfunction on the ride. I think that everybody's question after learning this is why was that maintenance worker even allowed to work on the ride, when they've already admitted that they had a clear lack of training and had never even seen the ride's manual. So let's talk a little bit more about what happened on that fateful day for Gemma and her friend Joseph. All 3 carriages involved in the accident were stopped mid-ride by the ride's computer system. Maintenance worker Eric Butters began a manual procedure to bring all carriages down safely, but a wiring fault meant that the computer system carried on working at the same time, resulting in Gemma's carriage being released, colliding with the first carriage in front. Gemma's carriage began to roll back and forth in a dip in the track, meaning that her carriage collided at top speed with the third car. Miss Savage sustained serious head and spinal injuries. She later died in Leeds Hospital. When Gemma's car collided with the first carriage, Joseph is thought to have blacked out, so was not aware of Gemma's critical condition. Joseph was not conscious for the second collision, and he is quoted to have said, when he regained consciousness on the ride after the collision, he thought that Gemma had blacked out too. In his statement, he does refer to Gemma's head being droopy, and there was only a little bit of blood on her top, and he could hear snoring noises from her. To everybody's shock, the ride was allowed to reopen. Health and safety professionals told the media that they would have to put the ride under review. Health and safety executive Paul Robinson is quoted to say, "In the light of today's verdict, HSE will now be reviewing and examining evidence placed before the inquest." Gemma's mum, Linda, stated that she was disappointed with the outcome of the trial. However, LightwaterValley and the manufacturers of the ride, they were fined a grand total of £155,000. Linda described Emma as beautiful, bright and loving, who had everything to live for. Mrs. Savage said that her daughter died in an awful and needless way. You can only but imagine the pain that Mrs. Savage must feel, losing her daughter in such a horrific way. I hope that they are doing better today. LightwaterValley did not learn their lesson, however. In 2019, a 7-year-old boy fell from the twister and was airlifted to hospital. The little boy fell at least 30 feet from the ride. The ride did close after that in 2019 and stood standing but not operating until 2020.